Studying abroad is not just about academia, jobs, and careers, but much more, like being independent, personality development, making friends globally, learning about different cultures, traveling, and many more enriching, unforgettable experiences. Hook on to our episodes of Student Spotlight and get fruitful insights about our students who share their beautiful journeys with you. We are chatting with Lehar, who is currently pursuing her undergraduate degree in Biomedical Sciences at the University of Warwick. Originally from Chennai, she completed her schooling under a CBSE board school. She chose to study in the UK due to its flexible and student-friendly environment. Join us as she discusses the various opportunities available after completing her course. Do not miss out on her great insights.
So I'm from Chennai originally, and I studied in a CBSE board school for like 12 years. When it came to choosing my subjects in like 11th and 12th, I known I wanted to get into science because over the course of my 9th and 10th, I got into study biology and chemistry in deep, and I was sure that was the path I wanted to take. So I think it's around 12th that you start looking at colleges and applications. The thing is, UK stuck out to me because UK had a very flexible and student-inclusive environment. And I've spoken to a few people who'd come here for education as well, and the stories I'd heard about the life in UK was really inspiring. That just drew me here because I was considering US as well, but UK just seemed like a most student-friendly place, and especially because it had so many students from all over the world coming in to study here. I chosen Warwick, apart from it being one of the top colleges for the course that I'm studying, Biomedical Sciences. The course structure at Warwick is very unique as well because in the first 2 years, we studied the modules theoretically and do different projects like normal. But for the third year, we actually had to do a research project of our own, which struck me out it stood out from the course of the other universities that I was looking at. So Warwick was definitely a top candidate in my college applications. My college applications went pretty smoothly. Because I was studying in a CBSE school, I did not have as many co-curricular activities as you'd expect in a college application, but I'd been a part of a lot of clubs outside of school as well, a lot of communities where I pursued my hobbies of chess, public speaking, and as such. So that gave me a bit of an upper hand with my application. And studying in CBSE, the emphasis they put on grades. So that was pretty much sorted for me. So my college applications went pretty smoothly. I got a lot of support from my teachers as well when it came to recommendation letters and helping out with the application process. So I applied to 5 colleges at UCAS as everyone does. I applied to Oxford, Manchester, Warwick, Exeter, and Imperial College of London. And gotten accepted at 3 out of these 5, and I gotten waitlisted at Imperial. But out of Manchester and Exeter, Warwick, like I told you about the course as well, but I'd heard that Warwick has a very inclusive student culture. Because it's in a town, we have an amazing campus, and our student body and student community just really goes out of their way to make us feel included and make us feel just have a lot of activities for us to do over here throughout the year. So that's why I chose with Warwick, and that's how I got here.
Oh, great. So how has your experience been so far at Warwick? What is your classroom routine?
So the biggest shift for me, after coming back here from India, was that you don't have a set schedule. It's what you decide for yourself, and that's how your day goes. Because we have around 9 to 10 hours of lectures every week, and one lab which goes for 4 to 5 hours. But apart from that, it's pretty much self-study. So it really depends on how disciplined you are with your schedule, which decides the course of your week, the schedule, and how you approach your studies as well. So in the beginning, when I got here, I used to, with a little help from jet lag, I used to wake up really early, make up my meals, and then just head to college, attend my lectures. And once I was done, I used to hang around for a few club activities. Apart from that, my experience here at Warwick has actually been very, very educational. Not in the way of just studies, but life lessons, how to manage your own schedule, how to manage your own finances, how to manage your friend circle, just adulting basically.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it brings in maturity, you're independent.
Definitely.
It's quite different than being in a shelter or, comfort zone at your house.
Exactly.
Where you have your parents
Exactly.
doing it.
Because the moment you get out of your house and there's nothing to fall back on, it just makes you a lot cautious about how you're making your decisions, how careless you're being with them. So it's a reality check.
Right.
basically.
Which is nice, again, like a good learning experience. How is life after graduation? I mean, once you complete biomed, what are the job opportunities one should be looking at?
Well, it's actually a very broad field for biomedical sciences students, because when you study this course, it doesn't limit you to just working in a lab or working in a pharmaceutical company. There's a very broad range of like jobs available. You could go into a research position at any university. But meanwhile, you could actually be pursuing your master's as well. So some colleges offer you this dual option where you can be working on a project side by side while completing your master's. Apart from that, if you don't want to get into study again, you could just work for companies such as pharmaceutical companies such as AstraZeneca or Halion or other companies that work in the R&D of products, because that's where your scientific knowledge gets to use as well. But if people don't want to go into the science part of the job once they go through the course because they realize it's not their interest, and you can go into consultancy as well. It's this type of job that gets you to travel the world and yet still keep your knowledge that you're learning in college in use. But if going to college you realize that it's not your cup of tea, science is not what you want to do anymore, you could just as easily get into the finance division or the or any other division of up and coming companies. And especially in like pharmaceutical companies, if you apply for the enhanced roles or their consultancy roles, it gives you an edge, because coming from biomedical background, you have the theoretical knowledge that the other applicants don't. Yeah.
Right. So is there a concept of spring and summer for biomed students as well?
So we don't have spring week opportunities done for biomed students, because I don't think an internship could cover the process of being a scientist in a week. But some companies do offer 12-week summer internships, 10 to 12-week summer internships. And apart from that, the University of Warwick itself, they give you a bursary to actually work with our professors in their labs over the period of summer for like 6 to 8 weeks. That gives you an insight about how it would be to work as a research assistant or like go into the field of academia if that's what you want to do. But yes, the opportunity of summer internships is up and coming right now, especially with a lot of companies who want to recruit within themselves for their grad roles as well. Like especially companies like P&G, which really places the emphasis on recruiting from within. They really place an emphasis on their summer interns and industrial placement interns to get grad roles after graduation as well.
So how important do you think is to get an internship, and what are your plans? Have you gotten somewhere?
In my opinion, so internships, whether it be at a company or in the lab, like I told you about, it's a very valuable learning experience. Because in my first year, I went back home to India, and in the starting, after it's a huge change when you working in college, and like especially after exam season, you just go back home to chill. So it's just a huge change of pace, and after a while, you want to get back into work. But that's like with summer internships, you can actually do that. Like you get back into work and you make a very valuable use of your time over the 3 months that you have as well. And these roles also give you an edge when you're applying for jobs or masters after graduation. It's just very valuable listening experience. I didn't do a formal internship in my first year. I worked with a professor back in my hometown on a project of his. But this year I am applying for summer internships and actually have a role at P&G, which I'm pursuing. So I'm very happy about that, because P&G, as you know, is a huge global brand. And especially their company culture is just very inspiring from what I've read about them. So I can't wait.
Okay, nice. Congratulations on that, right? Lehar, great. It was nice chatting with you. Hope your insights be useful for people who are aspiring to come to UK to study, especially in biomed field, which is not a very orthodox field. We don't find too much of information. I'm sure while you were researching, it wasn't very...
It's very difficult, but the careers team over here at Warwick was very helpful.
Okay,
yeah.
Helping you source opportunities.
And we have a society over here as well in the life sciences department, which regularly weekly does events to help us explore our skills, jobs, refine our interview skills and all of that. So that was very helpful.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you very much for your insight. Thanks for joining us for this episode of TSS. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure of sharing it with other students and leave us a comment. Your feedback helps us continue to provide valuable content to students everywhere. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world around you. Thank you.